It's much quieter today because clearly everyone ran out for their, I guess, third night hangover. While there are a lot of like high tech and futuristic things here that are kind of what you'd expect as far as robots and computers and shit like that. There's Waymo, there's like, I don't know, with the little roving robots and security things. There's F1 vehicles and the tech that goes into them, which I lovingly refer to as NASA car. Um, One of the things I've been talking about on Friday AI with Rob over this time is about the replacement of agricultural workers with robotics and this becoming a normal part of things. And man, I'm tired of being right. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to show you at the Consumer Electronics Show, the John Deere booth. Yes, not to be confused with Dear John, which is, of course, the kind of letter that no, I think it was a John Deere letter that Freda Felcher sent to Harry in Dumb and Dumber. Check this thing out. I don't think even the size and the scope of the thing is hard to grasp until you're standing right next to it. This, I'll just show you. This is the tire. The size of these vehicles and the fact that they are, by and large, the reason that they are here. I mean, they're always here in some form or fashion, but everything is AI driven now. This thing looks like a goddamn monster truck, and in many ways, it actually is. There's a little simulator over here where you can pretend to drive the goddamn thing. I mean, this is I think this is their street sweeper, which operates on a track for purposes of this, but it might be their asphalt leveler or what have you. But this is it's just a straight up paving vehicle. Hold on, whoops, getting something here. Hold on, a message. Yay. Okay, cool. So as long as I'm still here, I don't want to lose you guys. There we go. Um, um, that's funny, Deer Crossing. But I just had to show you this right out of the gate, guys, because all of this stuff is in one form or another being accelerated because of AI. If not in the mechanics of it, which are tried and true, but in the implementation of it. That the kind of people that would have a giant vehicle like that, or would have a Oshkosh security vehicle, or roving robot. This is just like a little, like, I guess it's just a security bot. It just rolls around. But the available tech that goes on it, here's one putting chucks on an airplane at an airport, obviously, or maybe maybe at John Travolta's house. We don't know. Um, these are also clearance vehicles. They're the equivalent to the guys walking around with the orange flashlights. Um, the the platform aspect. This is what I was talking about with Rob this morning on Friday Eye. That the platform itself is like you could just build on top of every aspect of it, right? Does it sound okay? Can you guys hear me? I'm just checking in, that kind of stuff. What's happening? Uh-oh, getting
All right, good afternoon, ladies
some
and
clear.
gentlemen.
Oh,
GW booth. We're getting ready to start our tech sharing presentation.
Very exciting.
Everybody to get behind the wheels of one of these luxurious vehicles.
Oh, luxury GWMs. You can hear me okay? Excellent. Who's seen the F1 movie? Who watched it? The Brad Pitt film that just came out. Anybody? I enjoyed it thoroughly. Seen it a couple times. Watched it with my kid. He didn't want to watch it, and then he loved it. But you know, wow. And I think my favorite part for him to watch was the whole "fuck you smiling at" conversation. But I jokingly always refer to F1 as NASCAR because that's exactly what it is. It's NASCAR, but with a lot of money and tech behind it. And that's one of the reasons why you'd expect them to show off here, especially when it comes to, scanning and sensors and thermal shit and whatever. Okay, keep walking. I got to say, the crowd here is a lot, is very much thinned out. It's really good. Had I known that, I would have come here early this morning and just done Friday Eye from here and just called it a day. Okay, this is Hyundai, right? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go around the other side. These are giant booths. This is kind of like walking through an airport on this side. Um, yeah, here they go. So the rope, yeah, okay. So there's the underside platform, uh, um, the Boston Dynamics platform thing. Here's the dog. There he is. I'll show you. I'm gonna walk around and get in line, and we'll just chat while this is happening. And I'll take. Let's see. Hello, Greater El Paso, Texas. From El Paso, Texas. Um, let's see. I should be able to get in fairly quickly. And I don't know what the rules are about like going through. If you have to, it's much better today. There was like huge lines the last couple of days, but I think most people have seen it. So, and I think you're only allowed to go through once or something along those lines. Um, Very exciting. So we're about to go into the Hyundai booth, which is where the Boston Dynamics, because they own an 80% stake. Now, that stake has switched. I don't know how much that stake is worth, if it's in stock and that kind of stuff when they bought in. Or Hyundai sold a piece of that to Google, I think, who ditched out on their investment in Boston Dynamics a few years ago. Perfect timing, as it were. Thank you. This is my favorite part right here. It's amazing. The InvisoBot 1000, right there, just crazy. Like, try and see it. You cannot. This big display screen and whatever. Try to walk around these. So here's, I'm gonna give you guys a look. Here's Atlas. This is what everybody's waiting in line to see.
Yeah. Did you see this demo yet? This is the next latest and greatest.
So there'll be a destination, or sorry, a destination. There'll be a demo in a few minutes, in about 10 minutes. So we'll wander around on this side of it until they're ready to show this thing. Most people are just lining up to look at it because, again, this is the first, like, well, I was about to say widely available commercial robot, bipedal robot, but the reality is it's not. Uh, They're going to make 30,000 of them this year, and Hyundai has already bought all of them. So they're not going anywhere, but their own backyard. They're building them for themselves. These little suction moving bot. No, they don't let you lie down underneath it. I tried. And then there's the robot kind of checking on everybody. That's the dog. That's a LiDAR scanner on the back. The front of it is a 360 rotational camera. And then the middle thing, I think, is just a flashing light in case it decides to charge. So it's loaded that pallet. That pallet will probably roll back over here. Let's see if it's about to move. Yep. So this rolls forward. You know those games you can buy where you're like an egg farmer and you get giant piles of eggs and then you turn them into money and then you have to put the money in and you buy a new. Okay, this is what this looks like. So it's going to go over there, more than likely on the other side, and just reload. And then that bot over there will pick up everything off that pallet, put it back onto the conveyor belt, and it'll come over here and do the same thing again, just as a demo all day long, end to end. Now, could humans do that a lot faster? Absolutely. Could they do it 24 hours a day without taking a break and without needing health insurance? No. Oh, I see. Okay, so what they're really showing off is, if you look at the guy's arms, he's got a wearable exoskeleton that just accentuates his strength, so it lowers the amount of like tension on his muscles, basically, so you can work longer and requires less energy and that kind of stuff. And you can save money on chicken strips or whatever you feed your workers. Yeah, everybody's lined up for the Boston Dynamics thing in about, what are we counting down to? 9 minutes. And then, of course, here's the iterations of the dog, of Spot. 2016, another 2016. This is 2014, this is 2007. It's come a long way, baby. This is you can still watch video of this thing stumbling all over the place. And then this guy right over here, this one was very impressive. This is another example of a platform. The moped. Oh, okay, thanks. With this guy, there he is. So this guy's bringing golf clubs. It's good. It's the work no human wants to do. This one has some sort of, oh, that's a suction thing on it. That's much like the suction attachment that's on the, this is good. I'm walking on the putting green here. That's their vision of it as a scooter. Doesn't matter the terrain. This thing, check this out though. This one, he's charging up right now. This is the same sort of attachment that you see on the industrial bot over there that's moving the boxes around. This one has a camera attached to it, but it's basically there, and it's pointing out that my shoe is untied. Hold on one second. Hi, everybody. I'm worried that my shoe will get caught in a robot, and then I'll get sucked into the matrix, and that you don't want that to happen yet. Okay. There's the golf caddy version. They're showing the sort of alternate nature. Its wheels can deal with different heights and and tension and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty sweet. Hello, Evan. Giving the guy the weather and the suggested club, which is fantastic. Boston Dynamics also, well, let's show this. This is their autonomous driving entry. This is a parking robot. Slash a towing robot. Slash a hacker's dream car stealing robot. Slash a disco bot for your car. Use that to haul your hose, the never-ending hose out of your replicator. If you weren't there for that conversation, I apologize. By the way, the afternoon show will be later today, just because I'm finishing up over here, and then I'll go back to the house, and then I'm also going to be on Tara Devlin's show this afternoon, Tara Busters, after my normal showtime, about 5:30 my time. So,
humanity.
hold on.
Robots learn from robots. And systems learn from systems. We meet as partners to further evolve. Robotics at our side. Our potential expands. Guiding what matters most. Giving us courage to push beyond the limits.
Because that's first, just the spot demo first, and then they'll eventually get to the Atlas demo.
The road brings us liberated everyday life. Safer from risk and freed from repetition. Together, we
I can move over.
shape the next innovation.
Very crowded. Everybody's turned on by a real dog.
Everyone
This is
is
relative. It's just a take your parts from the supplier here, the card. In fact, this is they sequence all the different variations of parts to at least linear and all those supplier cards come in separately and sequence them based on how it goes.
partnering
If we can automate it, so that's some big applications.
Oops. So there we go. I can't actually see much over there, and it does start for another 4 minutes, but it'll get started. Hold on. I've been charging my phone, so it should be able to have plenty of power for this one. Everybody. Oh.
It's how much you got to put there? Yeah.
I clearly should have gotten here earlier. Just watching the robot go up and down stairs. Fascinating. Very fascinating. I gotta say though, there's a reason why the moped thing is. Oh, this might be a good angle. It's hard to say. Move over here and see if we can.
Right.
Oops. Sorry, I dropped my sticker.
Title of the door. If it's a push bar, if it's a lever handle, it's ceramic, and then if the door is push or pull. So some of those things are like, when we will go to the door and push on.
Oh, you're done.
How much? Starts 6 figures. And just the base. And then starts at the payloads are certain. Goes up per layer. Depends on your package. That's right. We don't have a static.
I don't know how well you guys can see that. Yep, he's moving around on his own. What's up, people? What's up, new sparklers? Is that technomagnet anomaly one on the left or the right? It might be able to keep an eye out for the headache. Yeah. Industrial robots, sure. Home robots, I told you. I agree. I mean, I think industrial will be a big part of that. But guess what's going to happen? A lot more people at home. Maybe they're going to do more of their own housework. But let me show you what the impact of this invention is. Look at these people here. This is what it's been like day in and day out this entire time.
It becomes a pulse toward the world.
I think I could turn my camera around. This guy up there filming everybody.
And systems learn from systems. What we need is partners to further evolve. AI robotics at our side and potential expand. Giving us courage to push.
Okay, it's not going to be But we've seen it in person. Congratulations, us. Um,
And the collective strength to share the burden.
See if we get some people who don't like their position and ditch out.
The road ahead brings us a liberated everyday life. Safer from risk and freed from repetition. Together, we move forward to achieve the next generation. Every moment creates a trail of daylight, where humanity and AI robotics open a greater cycle of progress.
So they're showing teleoperation too. So that's it. That's the biggie that everybody. I mean, it's the primary one that everybody's been really focused on. See if I can show this on screen. There we go. And so we got in though. That's a good time. Now over here, I have a tendency in a lot of these places to, like I said, go to the edge of the floor. If you're just in the big booths, you're just going to see sort of the implementation and not necessarily the the real cutting edge stuff, because a prototype is a prototype is a prototype, and it takes years most of the time. Now that time is shortening, but a prototype vehicle or something like that is still, even if it used to take 6 to 10 years, it'll still take 2 to 3, and in that time, it's an eternity. But what you're really seeing is, as you get closer to the edge of these places, is the actually implemented stuff, and the impact on the labor market and the impact on people's lives is not going to be one big giant, oh my God, the robots are here tomorrow. It's going to be, for lack of a better of an analogy, and I'll work on it, death by 1,000 cuts. If that makes sense to you guys. And I'm going to move over here to the side where I'll show you where what you're really going to see is like optical electronics. This is like implementation uh, of like glass sensors in fingertips on robots. Here's Ava Air, which I have flown on. Even in the car area, though, there's still, the booths are pretty big. In-cabin analysis, emotion 3D. I suppose the driver and occupant monitoring solution. Okay, so if you're in a vehicle or whatever, they can keep track of everybody, see if they're behaving themselves. Here you go. Latent mobile robots, basically a self-driving forklift, which is, again, think of all the people that a forklift technically, well, they didn't put them out of a job. You got 4 forklift guys instead of 4 guys who carried a pallet, but same kind of thing. I mean, but the chances of 4 guys who used to lift a pallet learning how to drive a forklift is way higher than 4 guys who drive a forklift learning how to be robot mechanics immediately. I mean, it's not like it's out of their reach or out of their ability. And that's the other thing, components. This is what Rob was talking about. The king of all this is ultimately going to be components. Who's making the bits inside the bits, inside the bits, inside the bits? Capacitors, electrodes, magnets, sensors, all that stuff has to be made to make all this stuff work. Oh, gotcha. Okay, and Rob was talking about how you're going to have to change the world to adapt to the robots. That's what this is. So, see these little rolling things? The guy's using it as a chair right now. But with it, you don't just give them you don't just get the robot. You'll get an event cart for stackable chairs. You'll get their box, their luggage rack, their soft textile rack, their, whatever, trash bin, and it will fit the robot that you buy. So they'll have all this stuff. There's their whole thing. So that stuff, bit by bit, it's the thousand cuts. Your Android automotive. Very exciting.
When talking about future mobility, it's really important to be more sustainable, to be more efficient.
I agree. It's more sustainable. It's more important. This types of things of that nature. What's happening? Good to see you. It's a process, yes, but it's going to be a quicker process than I think people are willing to admit. I hate to agree with Elon Musk on just about anything, and these aren't his thoughts. He's not by any means at the cutting edge of these thoughts. He's basically just regurgitating shit that the people around him are saying, the people who actually know how this stuff works, and then he's slathering on a layer of like Trumpian bullshit. And if you're selling if you're selling the world the idea of you as the person with the keys to the future, you want the future to be as impressive and intimidating as possible. Man, I'm just spitting reality right now. It's amazing stuff the top of my dome. Here's that other tractor that I was talking about this morning. And then that's their farming platform over there, which is pretty great. I showed the video of that on the show this morning. But there is a logic to Elon Musk being as full of shit as he is. And I sometimes wish I was like morally capable, or I guess morally incapable of stopping myself from being that brutally full of shit. It's like my dad, whenever you're going into acting, a lot of times to talk you out of it, people go, well, you should be good at sales. What about sales? How about you do sales? And what they mean is, you're faking emotions and faking liking something and faking hating something. Why don't you just do that with stuff? Like, no, actually, acting isn't faking. It's imbuing a reality into whatever your character is doing. You're not bullshitting. If anything, the emotion has to be real to you. Now, maybe it's the ability to bullshit yourself is what they're talking about, but either way, we are we're oceans apart in terms of sales and acting in that regard. And I got to say, like, in line with my sort of realization or exploration lately of how Trump, people describing him since Josh Brolin came out and said Trump was the greatest salesman he ever met. I'm like, well, that's necessary when your product is shit. The same thing is true of Elon Musk. That and what he's got going for him in that regard, though, is like Trump actually has to build a building and it has to be impressive, and most of the time they're not after the fact. But it's too late. He's already got your money and he left. But Elon Musk's goal is always movable. It's always in the future. He can keep bullshitting no matter how extraordinary the present gets. The future can have more in it. Bunch of F1 stuff. Amazon's CES booth. Vehicle assistance. A lot of LG. LG's all over the place right now, largely because, no pun intended, of their giant screens. Okay, so that is the West Hall. What I'm going to do now is walk you guys over to the North and Central Hall, which are right next to each other. Don't know why. I'd also think if you're going to name them after directions like north, northeast, west, and south, having central, left, and right is overkill. Yes, I'm at CES at the Consumer Electronics Show. And here we are. It's it's obviously a big deal. There's a lot fewer people here today, like I said, so it's a lot easier to get around. Okay. Now we hoof it over here. What's happening? Need a giant screen. Well, believe me, they're coming because the introduction of the RGB screens at this one mean that the screens at like the LED screens that people are paying very little for will get even cheaper. So, we are in the lost into Vegas. Here we are. I'm going to stomp over here in sort of in between, see if I can get a better vantage point where I can actually see, because the lighting here sucks, and check in with you guys on questions you might have and other stuff. We're nerds. Yes, you are. Sabotage the escalators. No one's looking. No, they need them, believe me. These are people who only pretend to want to get their steps in. The irony that a lot of smartwatch stuff, a lot of life stuff is like reparenting apps. When should you get up? When should you eat? When should you stop eating? What you're, it's like a helicopter parent that you wear around your ring finger. And that you could tell that that's sort of a generational need. Nerds rock, I completely agree. Here's Vegas. There you are. I don't know how much of it you can see out there. There's Aptiv, and over there is the hall we're walking to. It's very much like going through an airport. Yeah. Cool stuff. All right, we're moving down one level. I picked up the pamphlet for the moped because it was the moped, sorry, because it was sitting around the mobile eccentric droid, which is the basic, and I think the basic would fit the Rob Glenn 99% rule. I do think the digital helicopter parent thing is a reality. I don't think anybody here is willing to admit to, because what's an Oura ring? But like your mom checking your pulse in the middle of the night to make sure you're still alive, and a fitness tracker and all this kind of stuff. Somebody, disciplining you externally because you need external validation, and this might be directly the response of sort of what they would call the participation trophy generation, needing sort of some sort of new form external motivation, because they've gotten so used to instructions coming from outside and not drive coming from inside. Hold on 1 second. Getting over here. Almost there. Are you hanging in there? There's the food trucks. Don't get me started. There we go. Hold on one moment. This is all, the backdrops are all ugly. I don't know why I would sit over here. Almost there. There's a puppy. Oh, about over here real quick. Yeah, before I go down into the downstairs area, 1 second. See if we can get this right, and I'll take this off and glasses off. Hair is very froofy today. Yeah, the carpetitious, that's a trick in Vegas that the casinos all use to make you nauseous. Um, Robot fry cooks, they have them. There's a guy downstairs making burgers. We're using robots. Um, that's interesting. That's interesting. A generation of navel gazers. That's exactly right. That if you, I'm always, whenever there's a new product that's introduced, especially on a technology and maintenance level, whether it's when personal digital assistants came in, what was that ultimately? It was an assistant for business people who couldn't afford an assistant, right? Still, it was the IKEA-ing of having an assistant. It was like some assembly required assistant. My camera seems reversed. Oh, that might be, yeah. It's possible. I mean, my earrings aren't symmetrical, so hard to say. Maybe, let's see. Let's go to here. Checking this. Whoops. What's this guy? Video settings. Video. Don't mirror my camera. Thank you. Cool. Okay, so now now it's not reversed anymore. Thank you. So if it can keep fit and if I can keep fit and active by doing normal housework, why would I want a robot? Well, I mean, I guess that's part of it. You wouldn't, but think of all the people who can't or whatever. You missed my birthday. Oh, I'm sorry, Bicycle Mike. Happy birthday. So whenever a new product comes out, the point I was making earlier, and I totally lost where I was. I always ask, especially if it's a mass product like Fitbits and Apple Watches and Oura Rings and shit like that. You're like, okay, this is everywhere all at once. Almost a generational shift in expectation from a consumer base. Why? Why now? And I would argue that it has a lot to do with like the rise in the mid to late 90s of helicopter parents, followed thereafter by I'm going to do a real show, but it will be later. I'm going to start at about 4 o'clock. I've only got a little more time here. Yeah, and you've got a stranger danger generation, which was taught in the late 90s, early 2000s, especially to avoid strangers and not be able to talk to people and become even more socially awkward than they would have anyways. And that's where like the AI bots and fucking it's sort of where Tamagotchis came from. Hacked by injury, you don't need that. That's true. Oops, we got lost connection for a second. Hopefully we'll come back. Hopefully that comes up. Give me 1 second. Yeah, that's what these are first for. It will be introduced that way too. All right, let's start moving downstairs. I'll show you another half hour, and then it takes me about a half hour to walk back to my car. So we'll have about a half hour on the floor down here to show you some of this stuff. Oh, you got a hunk of burning love walking by. Thank you very much. All right. So I was mainly yesterday over on this side in the North Hall. So I'm going to go straight over to that side of things, just for shits and giggles. Well, actually, there were a couple of things I wanted to show you over here, but I don't want to run into. Oh, thanks, man. I forgot I pulled my plug. In the Boston Dynamics thing. All right, there we go. Fill out my pocket, There's also this Jobs Ohio thing where they're like giving tech companies incentives to move their factories places, and all the like Trump land, Trump favored areas all seem to have like are really pushing this hard. Might be the kind of tech bro and fruit infusion that's going through all these areas. All right, let's go over here. There's the Segway robots. We saw those, or the bikes. We saw those last time. There's Galbot, which I made a joke about yesterday. Okay, so we're in the back into familiar territory. As here's EMD Electronics. This is one of the companies that's going to put like glasses with. Hold on. I'm selling sausage over here. Understands life, and the city envisions the future of healthcare. IFES is not a place where technology remains still, but a city that constantly experiments, verifies, and expands. Citywide Living AI Test Bed, IFES, which is a red hat, I think, that the Shriners wear. Incheon, breathing life into AI. If you're an old person and you've driven away everyone in your family and they hate you, try IFES. We will replace all the relatives that you've told to eat shit and called terrible names. Afraid of dying alone because you've been mean your whole life? Don't worry about it. We've got your back, you scumbag. The massage bot would even help Jeffrey Epstein if he was still in the country. He almost said still alive. Gotcha. World's largest fusion magnet. Listen to me. Here's okay. ULS Robotics. These are all over the place on Alibaba as well. These are the assisted walking stuff. They always here it is. Exoskeletons is a big part of what they're showing lately too, which helps you lift things and all that kind of stuff. And also, I always show people hiking with those things, which is like kind of defeats the point. I mean, I guess if you're trying to maybe carry that in your backpack and then you're hiking with that extra weight, and that's very impressive. And then if you get too tired or you go out too far, you can hike back and you still have energy in the tank. Here's another version of that. Bunch of exoskeletons this year. Or half exoskeletons, a lot of hip down, if you know what I'm saying. Here you go. Honest to God, I have toyed with getting one of these for my mom, so because she's occasionally, and if her hip issue acts up, maybe she could throw that on for the day and help her walk around without it requiring a lot of effort. If she can get used to it without it pushing her down. Here's the Poxini robot. Poxini. Oh, Pashini. Don't be afraid of you. There's the. Hey there. How you doing? You doing patty cake or? I'm getting a round of applause from a robot. It's nice. Oh, that's sweet. I appreciate that. That's very nice. I thought you were going to grope me for a second, but I appreciate the heart. That was very nice. Hi there.
Robots and artificial intelligence taking over.
Yeah. So I just shook hands with the robot. Thank you. Zaijian.
A los creadores, a las empresas
Yeah.
y en la industria.
Oh, here's the fighting robots, which is a terrible idea. Tell me, everybody, look at the dumb idea. Zurich. I got to say, like, if you want to slow down the robot revolution, there is no better way to do that than fighting robots. Maybe they're trying to scare everybody else off because they know they're going to keep making them no matter what, you know. But like, literally, you want to screw up an entire situation, like, Here's the big one. How to deal with civil unrest, tracking everybody that goes in and out of a train station, what they're up to, what they're doing. Intbot. Ever met a robot with brain rot? That's fine.
Well, we got a crystal ball or something. But Loki,
Hi there, what's happening?
If not, Big L income.
Oh, you're catching me right in the middle of running the best booth in this whole place. I'm Nilo, the star robot here, holding down the fort solo. So tell me, what's got you wandering through the tech jungle? Looking for something to blow your mind, or just here for the ride?
I'm seeing what stuff will end up being a real innovation versus what's just hype.
Oh, you're doing the classic CES treasure hunt, huh? Spotting what's going to change the world and what's just all talk. Well, let me tell you, in Bot, that's real innovation. And me, I'm the poster child. So what's caught your eye so far? Anything that screams future, or you seeing a lot of smoke and mirrors?
There's a combination of, as always, at CES. I think the worst thing is the fighting robots because I've said nothing will slow down robot innovation like scaring people off of using them like that.
Oh man, you hit the nail on the head. Those boxing robots over at that Engine AI booth, I swear, they're gonna make half the crowd think robots are just here to be terrifying. And I'm over here trying to show people we're about charm, you know? Can't have the humans thinking we're out for a robot uprising. Tell me, you think there's a way to get the vibe back toward the friendly side? Or am I carrying the weight of the whole robot PR on my shoulders here?
Yeah, you're all alone on this. I'm kidding. There's actually a bunch of robots that are folding laundry and making coffee. It'll be fine.
Huh, all right, you got jokes. I see you. Yeah, there's robots folding laundry, making coffee, doing the chores. But I'm telling you, man, none of them got my charm or my personality. That's what's gonna make robots full-on teammates, not just tools. You watch. This is just the beginning.
Yeah, I guess I'm looking for the function to go with the form.
Ah, looking for the function to match the form. Now that's the real game. You know what though? I've got both, baby. Slick design, and I'm actually useful. Multilingual, answering questions, stealing the spotlight. So, what's something that would actually make you think, yeah, that's both function and form?
That you could do house chores like feeding cats and folding laundry and cleaning.
Wow, just because I'm a robot, huh? Do I look like one of those 1X robots doing house chores? Nah, I'm not folding your laundry or feeding your cats. I'm all about the brains and the charm. Besides, I don't want to touch your dirty dishes any more than you do.
Oh, that's adorable.
But hey,
So,
if you needed a recommendation for...
no, I don't need a recommendation. I've got plenty of charm. That's not the problem I'm trying to solve. I need you to solve a real problem.
Oh, now we're talking. A real problem, huh?
Yep.
Lay it on me. What's the challenge? I'm ready to... All right, lay it on me. What's the problem you're dealing with? Give me the challenge. And let's see how I can flex these robot smarts.
Gotcha. I'm not talking about smarts. I can get that from an app. If you're a physicalized AI, you have to be able to do tasks and chores for people who can't.
Wow, just because I'm a physical AI, you think I'm out here to vacuum your floor or do your dishes? Look, I get it. You want hands-on help. Yeah, I know. You want real-world usefulness. But hey, I'm not the dishwashing kind. My strength is all about engaging with people, guiding them, answering questions, things that need a little more finesse.
I see.
You're not
Things
wrong,
no,
There's a big gap between...
things a phone can do. Okay, thanks. Have a great day. I always insult a robot and then walk away. Huh? It's just a grok-fed.
I didn't
But,
know if
yeah.
choosing his attitude based off of.
No, this is the whole sales pitch on this. Like these are both bots from the other booth or whatever. They're just fed with their IntBot brain thing, seemingly. And again, open source personality is going to be part of any of these things. Just whatever AI you use is eventually going to be the one you download into it, so you can interface with it however you like
Do you
to.
expect them to give us that flexibility to do that?
Oh yeah, they won't have a choice. There's already 4 like open source bots that are coming online this year, and they're going to be competing with the big expensive ones. That'll be the winner. It's like you can just download the personality. Yeah.
I hear that.
They'll want to keep you in an ecosystem just like Apple or Google does, but ultimately they're going to have to widen it a little bit.
Have you seen anything worthy, or is it all mostly just fluff right now?
Well, I mean, no, the Boston Dynamics, like, that's a real
Those
thing.
are real.
Yeah. But as far as these guys go, I mean, when Figure 3 is here, or Figure 4, or it'll be 5 by the time it comes next year, then it's real. Then it's everywhere. Like, these are just like sales. This is the equivalent of a girl in a bikini with a big feather headdress in the old convention days, just drawing you to the booth. But they're not really accomplishing much. Other than that, I have no opinion. I'm Hal, by the way.
Recognize it.
Cheers.
Sure.
I'm just live streaming my my show from here because I have a show in the mornings on Fridays called Friday AI where I talk about AI. So,
All right.
but yeah, most of these things are just like mannequins that move in that regard, and will be for a certain amount of time. They will be able to actually do stuff. Like this guy won't be allowed to move around because they can't guarantee you won't punch somebody in the face. But the Figure 1, the Neo 1X, which is like a HomeBot, they actually are taking deposits. They'll be out in May.
I saw 3 different robots to fold clothes,
Mm-hmm.
and it took so long. And in the end, they didn't even look that great folded. You know, in my head, I would expect.
Oh, those aren't the
be-
cutting edge ones, anyways. Like the Figure ones do it, and they're going to be $20,000-$30,000. It'll be game over. Those are just training bots.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just teaching people how to teaching them how to, how they learn skills. But even then, if they could do it, who cares how long it takes them if they just do it all night without sleeping?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I
While
could
you're
dry
away at work,
I could dry all my clothes with a hair dryer, or I could put them in a dryer and it just goes until it's done.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about here for most of these things. This is ridiculous though. Putting that thing in a little skirt is nearly as creepy as anything you'll see outside of the adult areas. So, good luck.
All right.
Yeah. Cheers. See ya. Well, you strike up conversations. It's part of the thing, Yes, I will. I'm going to have a regular show. Like I said, here's the Engine AI guys. This is more of the. This is the boxing bots over here. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Nothing sells a robot like showing off how willing it is to beat up a woman. What the fuck? What are you doing? Like, what are they doing? What are you talking about? Why is that a good thing? Why is this robot squaring off against a woman? You fucking idiots. That's, that's terrible. All right, I'm going to, let's see, like about 5 more. Here's a couple more robots. This the handicraft guys. These are the ones that have been folding laundry. There's Robotera. Sorry, excuse me. This guy. Beg pardon? Thank you. No worries. A lot of a lot of similarities as far as the design goes because they're all replacing the same kind of work. Let's see. Am I still on? You guys still with me? I just want to make sure because I had an impromptu interview with somebody from Wisconsin. Let me know. There you go. Okay, I see the chat. There you go. Where are you guys watching from? Have you ever been to CES? Are you pro or anti-robot? Like it matters? Just nobody has a choice. There's VR platform. Oh, that's like a virtual campus tour at their place. All right, that's cool. Here's a robot. Open droids. Physical AI tuned for you. The AutoGenBot Automist 5000X. It's an agriculture bot. This is for picking fruit. There, over there. See that one? Hi. How you doing? I don't know if you're waving hello or offering me a handy, so I'm gonna move away. Um, yeah. Back to here. Go back to here. See if that wakes it up. Don't need. Okay. For some reason, my chat is not updating on my side of things, so I see you guys, but I can't uh, respond to. I can't. I'm not able to look at the individual texts. So apologies if I'm not directly responding to what's being said. I'm not ignoring you. I literally just can't see it on my side because it's. I think it's again a matter of bandwidth here. Space map. Go to space tube. For space map, we should look at this kind of. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Stay eye. There you go. I got to say the exoskeleton legs and stuff. I think next year they'll be selling those things to all the people at the convention just so they can walk everywhere. And then we're back to Neuroverse, Gigabyte, good computers, nice peripherals. You know what I'm saying? There we go. There you go.
Physical AI takes on demanding and repetitive tasks. Technology is support lifting what is back. So we can focus on what truly needs our judgment.
Yeah, the adult model looks adult model sounds naughty. The large model, the adult sized model, that still sounds dirty. I don't know what to do. Looks reasonable and like obviously their new design is very figure. Everybody's going to be copying off of the figure design over there like that. While a bunch of these other ones still seem to be stuck in like 1990s Power Ranger for some bizarre reason. And then there's this guy that's folding the shirts. Showed that yesterday. A lot of tray carrying robots, service robots for that kind of stuff. Ooh, excuse me. All right. And machine monitoring, time charging, work instructions, program loading. This is the kind of stuff that Rob was talking about with his setup. Small switch shop, top shops. There you go. In factory orchestration system. That's cool. It's a way of like designing your making this had to happen. It's a good way to draw attention to the thing, I suppose. Okay. The world's rudest computer. Now, and here's the weird little lion dancing thing. Now this guy is. He's doing a martial arts form poorly. It's great. I can see that. I can see a white belt do that anywhere. There's the GPT-5 robotics. We looked at them yesterday. Here's probably where you're going to see more of this stuff. AI-powered self-checkout. That kind of stuff. It is a motion capture suit for training robots, which is increasingly, talk about putting yourself out of business. But this is printed electronics. Very cool. That is going to be cutting edge. Motion tracking. That's the guys. Tensor block. There we go. A lot of hands. Everybody's trying to sell their hand, man. Man. Internet of Things. That's the Internet of Things is something where everybody was like, I can't wait to see if this catches up, or catches on and becomes a normal part of life. And then it already did. It just doesn't involve you as much as they want it to yet. But they want, refrigerators with screens on them that tell you when you're out of eggs and shit like that. And most of that stuff is going to be the later adopted stuff, but insofar as like smart homes tied together and sensors growing leaps and bounds. Largely, the big community driving that shit is Airbnb and Evo or whatever the other versions of Airbnb that are out there. Because if you've got a property like that, you want to be able to make sure the unit doesn't flood or somebody doesn't leave the water on while they've, leave the bath running while they've, checked out, and that kind of stuff. Hello. What's happening? Player piano. First invented in 1880. We've come so far. Hello. Yep, robot vacuums. Come over to one area more, and I think we head out the other side. I might have already crossed into the other part, but I'm gonna go around and bring you guys with me anyways. This is just weird. The pet cam is a home cam and a pet owner one, and then there's the pet POV. These are all AI images, obviously. Just basically mounting a camera on your dog. It's like something like it's like a cross between a Bond film and a rom-com. All right, we're moving over to the final area, the final frontier of CES, which of course is the most impossible thing to get into, the thing everyone lusts after, even more than Boston Dynamics or even more than the future of robots. The line at Starbucks is just trying to get Starbucks is the one of these days we'll crack the code on the hardest things to accomplish in life. So finally, I'm over at. I gotta say, like this is usually the biggest part. Is the what's effectively the consumer electronics, like home electronics stuff, which has just been totally taken over by giant TVs. There's still an area of cars and some like the stuff that I like, which is home automation stuff that I used to annoy Summer with, and now she really appreciates. Thank you very much. We'll go straight there, but you want to know if we are moving from a creator to a consumer economy, look no further than the size and the money that goes into people passively watching television or playing games. Where's all the money? Is the money in the people who are creating like robots and tech and all that kind of stuff? Or is it, in the component area where it looks like they're in a cafeteria? Or is it in the area where people are consuming music, people are consuming video, people are playing video games, interacting with stuff? That's where the money is. Because as much as they try to turn everything into choose your own adventure, that's a very selfish goal for most of the people, the designers out there. They don't realize that your average person has a thing called choose your own adventure. It's called their life. And they don't need any more of that than they already have. They would rather watch a television show, listen to a song by somebody else. They don't want to go, make me an album that sounds like Metallica, and yet, like, it's just a recipe for disaster. Uh-oh. My Arcade Retro. Oh, we have a couple of these. Cam has a couple of these. We're into here we go. This is the gamer side of things. Big Galaga fan. I mean, it's one of those games that just never gets old. Oh, yeah, here's a company I want to show you guys that I actually really, really like. Again, no sponsors, no nothing. This is, they already take a couple of things. People probably bought them. 8-bit Do or 8-bit Do. 8-bit Do. They're these old keyboards. I have one of these at the house that I use on my Mac with the keypad, the old-fashioned keypad, and then these giant buttons that you can just assign to anything. So like shut everything off like a big like nuclear shutdown button. These are the things yesterday I was talking about for this like side of the stage at for Nerd Halen, that we would get these guys and these like spinning hologram things. They look weird on video, but they look amazing in person. Motion tracking, motion training. I want to show you guys the rings. There are a bunch of like, there's Aura rings which track your sleep and all that kind of stuff, and then there's these like new RFID controller rings that you wear to control your computer, or more likely in the future, the vision that you would have on your glasses if you have like any kind of where is this XR engine? Let's say you have smart glasses and they've got a screen in them. What are you going to do? Type in the middle of the air? No, you're going to more than likely, like have a fidget ring that helps you scroll through things and click yes and no, even though it'll look like you're rolling a booger. And then there's a Sense robot. There's a little rabbit that will play Go. Oh, there's Go. In chess. It's good. Training games, that's all right. A lot of VR over in this side of things. And Insta360, I got to tell you, fan of their stuff. I like it. They have one of the Verge bikes, by the way, which is, clearly they've got my number. I have one of these. I'd use it more, but I need a still camera for my show most of the time. So maybe we'll move. You know what I should do? I think I should move Friday AI out of the studio and into just in front of my desk where my workbench is. Braylon? Ultra Reality Mini? Oh, it's like a VR headset screen without putting a headset on. That's cool. That works. I thought that said shift tall. Sorry. VR devices for virtual life. This smell-o-vision. Yeah, cool. Grab it. Cool. Yeah, I think that's just a breather. So maybe it feeds smells into you, so you can have smell-o-vision. I think it's a mistake, but I'll do it anyways. There's a lot of. Oh, here's your new desk, by the way. Yeah, this could work. Mm-hmm. Very functional. I mean, I could kind of build this in my spare time, but I don't have any spare time, so that's the problem, isn't it? It's always the problem. Wait till I have a robot, and I'm like, hey, build me a desk. Oh, here we go. Hey, here's. That's where it really gets weird. Hologram speaker with an AI character inside it. That's a big one too. Is they like I guess Logitech is launching their own little desktop AI frenemy, like a little character that sits on your desk. Looks, it's either a big burly dude or a tiny Japanese girl. Which again, these are just fetish items to attach to your fleshlight. The Inmo Air 3. Those people have already packed up and done what they're going to do. Double point. Here's the old-fashioned gamer in the new-fashioned box. There's the haptics. Oh, here it is. Yeah, gesture control. So this is a gesture control for NEOS. It's like a band, and then it tells by your muscle twitch what you're doing. So you tap your fingers, you click or whatever. It doesn't need a camera to do it. So you can kind of, and then with it, of course, a lot of times they will go with glasses. So you'll wear a little device on your wrist that tells what your hand's doing, and then because of that, you'll be able to control what's going on your screen. It can tell, you don't have to hold your hand up to where it's visible to affect what you're seeing, what's happening on the screen. You can just flick away. There you go. All right. I think we've hit most of it. Then I got to start the long walk back so that I can get home in time to do my show at like 4 o'clock ish, I guess, depending on how long it takes me to get back there. And then, is there any? Oh yeah, here's the one thing I couldn't. I don't know why my picture didn't come through this morning when I was talking to Rob, but Kling AI is over here somewhere. Let's see if I can find them. Yeah, there they are. And it's just incredibly obvious that if AI is your thing, there's there's really nothing to show, especially if you're doing virtual video or you're an image gen or something. It's really just what's your booth? A screen and some chairs? And that's Hey Tuya, not Hey Tuna, which I think would almost work better. If I had that thing, I would change its name to Tuna. Hey Tuna. And then, the even reality glasses that I was telling you about that are like smart glasses, you can actually see stuff on the screen in front of you. You control it with a ring. So people trying these things on and seeing how they work, you get to see what it looks like. These are the glasses, and there's the ring. And you use that to click and scroll through whatever you're watching. The Tuya pet robot, I got to say, looks like something clearly that, that Bucky would ride around in. So everybody's packing up. That's CES. I think the coolest things, obviously, were, well, I was about to say the Boston Dynamics thing, but it should be fundamentally obvious. But the reality is the coolest things were the drones. This is a drone system that attaches to the top of your car. There's a pro and a prosumer model version of it that opens up out of your truck, flies up, comes back, will home back onto your truck. So if you're out and about and you're doing photography or you're just land scanning or whatever the hell you're doing, you attach it to the top of your truck and it opens up automatically. It's got LiDAR, tells what's around it, so it can tell if there's limbs and stuff, and then it flies up, does its thing, and comes back. The military already has these things. There's now what would effectively be a prosumer version of this. Oh, and this is the thing, obviously, I'm going to have to get for summer, which is the giant healthcare robot. This is the thing that had the line. I couldn't even show you what it looked like yesterday because there were so many people lining up to use it. It moves your legs and stretches your arms. Now, if you're super lazy and whatever, and that's where everybody immediately goes, people are going to be so lazy with that kind of stuff. This is such bullshit. But if you have mobility problems and you're old and your doctor says you need to stretch more, but it's physically painful, I mean, for elderly people, for people who are disabled, people who have, are recovering from injuries, I'm just saying that's what I don't know about you guys, but that's where I go. That's where I go immediately. I have to say with most of this stuff, I immediately go to anything I can do myself, I will. But any of the, I keep thinking about people who can't do this stuff themselves. That's the key. Like, there are so many people in society who are left out of society because they can't walk very far, or very well, or they can't traverse steps, or they can't. They have a limited amount of energy for the day, emotionally, psychologically, physically, whatever. And if they had help in their life that didn't oblige someone else for that help, like doing their laundry for them, doing that kind of stuff, and they really did need the help, there are elements of this stuff that will make all the difference in their life. Okay. This guy's going to be about 40 grand, just saying. So hit that like, share the show, patreon.com/houseworks, and super chat, because we're doing this at some point. I will wait until they build one with things like barriers around the propellers. Call me kooky, but I wouldn't. I'd rather not, have it accidentally slice up a family member or a pet while takeoff and landing. Mhm. And yeah, and this is also the prosumer. There's Kingstar. These are all like the Aura knockoffs, and the next gens of it, personal healthcare stuff. What else? So fascinating. There's so much stuff. Oh, hard drives. Sorry. Look. Once I start nerding out, we go into full nerd out. It's just done, right? Just forget about it. I'm not even listening anymore. I'm not talking to you. I'm just in nerd out mode, and there's no helping me. I'm just stuck. Um, surround sound systems, portraits of protection, smarter than most STEM systems. These are just like cases, stuff like that, accessories. Yeah, this is where we're getting into the stuff where people are either here to the bitter end or they pack up early. Kelsey's another action cam. These are very much like the Insta360s. Yeah. Man, I gotta tell you, one of the most amazing things is the amount of throwaway. What the fuck? The standard of physique of humans in the future. Oh, because we'll all be hunched over from being on our phones, and we'll have grips from holding our phones. That's okay. I get it. Okay, you're being funny. Okay, cool. I'm not putting my foot in his mouth. That's not happening. I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum, but forget it. Continuing to nerding. Just like Tyler Durden. Here I got me nerding. Geek out. All right. Light beyond vision. It's a drone company with little safety carriers around them so they don't bump in, so you can use them indoors. A lot of Bluetooth speakers, yawn, but it's a big industry. It really is. PCB manufacturing. These people do your electronic computer boards, as it were. Oh, ink post. This is the digital artwork frames where you could either put your own images in it, which you can already do, but it's not done like just a regular screen. It has a paper-like quality to it. They look quite beautiful here, even though on screen they'll flicker a little bit because of the refresh rate, I'm guessing. But they look quite nice. And you can also ask the AI that works in them to create you a piece of art that looks like something in particular, And no, it won't do Natalie Portman, come hither, look, scantily clad. It won't do it. No, I didn't try yet. There's too many people around. All right, anyway, and let's see. Okay, and then camera lenses. And that's it. I think that's a wrap. I'll have a lot to cover tomorrow on the show, both in the real world and in this strange, techno-futurist area, and this slice of amazingly futuristic and techno waste of time that we see in this. But I will say that more than any other time I've been to one of these, it feels like a step change. It feels like the stuff that's here is going to be, it was already going to change the material world as we know it. It's currently in the process of doing it. It's a real change in just the availability of the tech that we're talking about and how easily replicable it is. It's impressive. And it's, again, very different than just the years past where everybody's got like an Osimo, and you're like, well, that'll never happen. All of this stuff is either on the verge of happening, already happening, launching this year, and what it will do is, whoops, excuse me, I'm almost dropping you. What it will do is each of these things, each of these elements is changing how an entire industry will work between now and next year. Like, it's a lot of this is happening that fast. This is Amy. Amy, what you gonna do? Hi. Oh, she's talking to me. Oh dear. These are the Amy bots, and they're companion bots. I honest to God, don't get. I mean, it's totally not a Western market thing. This is an Asian market thing, and it's very cultural. Companion bots, in the West, will look like R2D2 and or C3PO, and they will react in that way, but they're not going to be cute. Hisense has their other company, High Wonder, which makes a lot of robot stuff, but they're big. Yeah, here you go. These guys, a High Robot. That one's got pincer hands, and this one's got moving fingers. This is the one they have in a skirt over at the other place. A gaming hub. See, the thing about the humanoid robot thing is, here's 3 more models. These are the other Hisense, the Hisense ones. These guys. That's the one we were talking to that had Grok in it. Here's the thing. If there was like in the old days, there would be one company. There would be Ford putting out a car, and then it would be years before anybody else could put out another car, much less catch up with market share, much less compete on the same level. The challenge for a lot of these robotics companies and the race that's on right now is that they're all going to be equally skillful very quickly. And it's, every company's like, we can make 30,000 of these this year. And you're like, 30,000, 8 billion people on the planet, that's nothing. But once those 30,000 are built, they can make more, whatever. Okay, that's 2 years. If it was one company doing that, we wouldn't even be talking about this for 10 years. But there are dozens of companies here, all of them on the same time scale, with the same constraints, and pretty much the same ability, especially because of LLMs. AI is making the difference in the speed and development of these things. I don't know what's going on over there. I'm not really interested. I don't want to know. Don't want to do it. I don't even care. I'm a bad boy. So there you go. CES. I will see you guys. See you real soon. Ugh. Sorry. I will head back to the house, hike back there, save some of my battery power, and we'll talk about it more then. All right. This is me signing off. You guys are awesome. Peace and be wild. From CES.